Start by settling the body, finding a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, letting in enough light to remain alert. Gaze is unfocused and slightly downward. We try to avoid slouching or leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension in the body. Relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And begin to let go of attending to the environment. Moving the awareness inward, constraining it just to the body and mind. Concentrating that awareness in the present moment by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing your attention gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then generate a broad, altruistic motivation, intentionally widening your circle of concern, wanting to be of benefit. To countless sentient beings, and recognizing that engaging in a process of genuine inner transformation is the best method. Establishing and stabilizing constructive ways of thinking and acting, reducing the tendencies and the habits that are not constructive. Genuinely transforming the mind in this way in order to naturally and spontaneously be of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings. And with that motivation, we will continue looking at the 8 verses of thought transformation, combined with the visualization of Avalokiteshvara, Buddha of compassion. So we re-establish the visualization of Avalokiteshvara above the crown of our head, the size of our palm, thinking that this manifestation of enlightened mind, enlightened activity is inseparable from one's own root guru. So if there is someone that we think of as having had the greatest benefit, a teacher, His Holiness, or some other teacher, then we think that their mind manifests in the form of Avalokiteshvara. His body is pure white and radiates light. His gentle smile radiates the greatest compassion. In his 4-armed form, he holds the first 2 hands together at the level of the heart, holding a wish-fulfilling jewel. And the second right hand holds a crystal rosary, and the second left hand a white lotus at the level of the shoulders. He's seated in the Vajra posture on a lotus and moon disk, and he's adorned with exquisite silks and precious jeweled ornaments. An antelope skin covers his left shoulder. And the entire visualization is radiant and composed of light. And we will consider the 5th verse. When others, out of jealousy, mistreat me with abuse, slander, and scorn, I will practice accepting defeat and offering the victory to them. When others, out of jealousy, mistreat me with abuse, slander, and scorn, I will practice accepting defeat and offering the victory to them. So here we're trying to work with the tendency to need to get in the last word, or to be right, or to respond to anger with anger. Of course, there may be times when boundaries need to be asserted calmly, but there are many times when we escalate situations by losing our own temper. Many times when the best thing to do is simply to accept the situation and not add any additional fuel. So try to bring to mind some situations where other people said or did an unkind thing. And watch the mind. Notice how the mind narrows down, how we feel as if something real inside of ourselves has been the recipient of an injury. And then indignation arises. And often we make the situation worse. Try to imagine cutting off that response. Being able to just patiently accept. Perhaps thinking to discuss later when the situation has calmed down, but in the moment, not to respond with that sense of indignation. And just make a plan to address what's happening at a later time, more calmly. Try to imagine one or two scenarios playing out differently in that way and see if you feel like there would have been some benefit. And then think in response to our practice. Light rays and nectars descend from the heart of Avalokiteshvara and the nature of wisdom energy, purifying the thought of that strong self-cherishing and self-grasping that gives rise to that constricted mind. And then we'll contemplate the next verse. When someone I have benefited and in whom I have placed great trust hurts me very badly, I will practice seeing that person as my supreme teacher. When someone I have benefited and in whom I have placed great trust hurts me very badly, I will practice seeing that person as my supreme teacher. So with this contemplation, we are working with the expectations that we place upon others. Thinking that if we feel as though we've worked for the benefit of someone, then we deserve to receive only kindness. It can seem especially painful when those expectations are not met by others. But if our own wish is to develop a truly equanimous mind, then it becomes necessary to equalize what seem like benefit and what seem like harm. To not lose the motivation to work for the benefit of others, irrespective of their response. So these difficult situations demonstrate what we've not yet accomplished. Showing us our strong preference for being on the receiving end of pleasing words, kind actions. And that kind of feedback is incredibly valuable for our practice. So try to bring to mind one or two examples that fit this scenario, perhaps not the most difficult to recollect, but times when we felt let down by those that we expected better of. And again, instead of dwelling in that same sense of indignation, that tight, narrow mind. And see that as an opportunity to progress toward genuine equanimity. And then think in response to our practice. Light rays and nectars descend again from the heart of Avalokiteshvara in the nature of wisdom, energy, and purifies again the self-cherishing, self-grasping mind that cuts us off from regarding difficult situations as a teacher, and brings the realization of patience. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having contemplated in this way, you've actualized that motivation, which has created positive energy in the mind, and have a sense of offering the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking may it ripen in whatever way is truly beneficial for sentient beings. May it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war, conflict, poverty, disease, famines, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve this state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru be completely dispelled, and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.